Yahoo Finance continuing its coverage at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Of course, there is no small presence of the tech industry here at this conference. Let's lean into all things tech with HP Inc. CEO Enrique Lores. Enrique, good to see you. You brought the snow with you, man.
I did, but great to be here with you.
Yeah, good to see you. We were doing good here all week. No snow. We were just like firing off these hot headlines, and life is beautiful.
Davos would not be Davos without snow.
Yeah, so. that's very true, sir. I want to put some of these questions that I put to your friend Antonio Neri at HPE. He sat in the seat a couple minutes before you. AI governance. Is it hard to bake into this technology given how fast things are moving?
I think it's hard, but it's necessary. And I think it's something that all of us that are involved are willing to do because we know that the potential bad consequences are not having some governance. So I'm confident it will happen, and many companies are having the right conversations, engage with governments. So I think over time it's going to be put in place.
How is AI impacting HP internally?
We have a lot of projects driving changes in how we work to increase efficiency, to improve customer satisfaction. But the most important change is how it's helping us to shape our portfolio. We are focused on defining the future of work, and we think by integrating AI into all of our products, enabling customers to run AI at the edge, doing inferencing on the edge, we can really help both to drive a significant productivity improvement and also help employees or help users to get much more satisfaction from the work they will do. So that's really the priority for us as a company now.
I remember I sat here a year ago and asked you about AIPCs, but I was thinking about today, you do other things besides PCs. Like, how do you bake in AI into printers or even camera technology?
I mean, it's going to be a big differentiator for us. Just think about cameras that will be able to identify who you are, to connect with your PC, to provide a better experience in a conference room. Or think about printers that will know what you really want to print, even if you send the wrong file to the printers.
I don't know if I really want that.
I think you do. How many times have you printed a spreadsheet, and because you didn't put the right borders, you get multiple pages in a format that you didn't want to, that really was not easy to read? The printers will be able to understand what you really wanted, and before printing, they will tell you, Brian, did you really want to print this, or did you want to print this? And then you will have the choice of printing the right format.
Well, hang with me. That means less ink. That means like I don't buy ink from you guys as much, right?
But this will mean higher customer satisfaction, which is our priority.
And then I buy my next printer from you, right?
Eventually, yes.
How far away are some of these technologies in your products?
So like on the printing side, by the end of the year, this will be available in the market. So we are driving this as fast as we can. You ask about AIPCs. AIPCs now are in the market, and we started to ship them a few months ago. AI printers will be at the end of the year. So all this is really changing fast, and we are really driving this change in the industry.
How do you think AI changes the future of work outside of just outside of the hardware component?
I think it's going to be a radical change. I think how every individual in a company works is going to be different. And this is the work we are doing. We are going persona by persona in the enterprise, understanding the workflows and the applications they use today, and how they will be transformed with AI, and how with AIPCs, with AI printers, with AI conferencing rooms, we are going to be able to influence and change that work. It's a big part of the future of the company now.
When is that? Is there a super cycle, I guess, upgrade cycle for some of these technologies, or is it incremental?
I think it's going to be gradual because hardware is available now. Software applications are going to be available over time because all of them are working on different releases. So as companies will see the new applications available, they will understand the impact this is going to have, and this will drive adoption.
What does the AIPC do? I remember we were talking about that a year ago. What does it do today, and what do you think it will do next?
I think what you can do with an AIPC is do inferencing at the edge. So what today you do with a ChatGPT application in the cloud, you will be able to do it locally. And this means cost will be lower because you don't need to access the cloud multiple times to get it done. Security will be higher because you will be using your private data and you don't need to upload that private data anywhere. And latency, the speed of the process will be incredibly much faster. For example, we have now applications to do real-time translation. So if we are in a video conferencing room, you will be able to speak in French, I will be speaking in Spanish, and the PCs will be doing the translation real time. And this is just one application that today in the cloud, for example, is not possible.
These are major benefits. How do you communicate them to folks? I still go into the average retail store and I just see products on the shelves, but this is a wholesale change on how people interact with hardware.
I think different from what we have seen in the past, this is innovation that is starting on the commercial side, because really the major advantage in the short term is going to be productivity. And really we are training our sales teams, we are training our channel teams to explain our business customers how the productivity and the engagement of their employees is going to increase because of these applications.
I had a dinner with here with a board member of Best Buy, and they were saying they spend 50% of their board meetings talking about tariffs, and the number really blew me away. 50% of a board meeting on tariffs. I mean, what's the impact to your business? I mean, I try to decode a computer and like what's inside of it. I mean, what's the impact of them?
I mean, today what the impact is going to be is still hard to know because we don't know exactly what tariffs are we going to be put in place. But we have been working on this for several quarters. We have now multiple scenarios, and as soon as we know what the final plan is going to be, we will put one plan in place or not. This is something that we have learned over the last years how to manage.
Yeah.
So I think we have now good expertise on how to manage that in a way that will create a minimum impact on our customers.
In terms of when you make a printer or a computer, the components inside, where are you relying on China? Like what products come from China to make these products come to life?
Still, especially on the PC side, China is a big manufacturing place for us. But over the last couple of years, we have been diversifying that because we learned during COVID that cost couldn't be the only driver of our supply chain. We needed to improve resiliency. And as we have talked before, we have been aggressively improve our resiliency, moving manufacturing sites to other parts of the world. So now the situation is much more balanced. And we think that compared to other companies in our industry, we are in a much better position.
But even if you're able to get out of China, a tariff would mean a higher computer price. My printer will cost more, no?
Over time it will. There are many elements that have an impact on price. Tariffs could be one of them. And again, once we know exactly what the tariffs and what the location and the amount, we'll see kind of what the impact may or may not be.
I was talking to the CEO of Suntory, a big global whiskey company, and he told me, let me see if I get this right, they have stockpiled enough whiskey in Europe because of tariff fears for a year. So somewhere in Europe, in Suntory in warehouses, there's a year of whiskey. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. But are you stockpiling components or computers or anything in advance of something like this happening?
We did some increases of our own inventory during the last months.
Like components or actual computers? Like,
in our case, it's more final product, not so much components.
Gotcha.
So to mitigate the impact at the beginning. So we have done some of that, of course.
Wow. Computers and whiskey, I mean, pretty mind-blowing. Lastly, real quick, fun fact. You have the same birthday as HPE CEO, Antonio Neri, right? You guys used to work together?
We used to work together for many years, and we didn't know. We just learned a couple of years ago, and we realized that this has become a requirement now to be the CEO of one of our companies. You need to be born on May 10th.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, HP and HPE, I mean, these were iconic companies, but what was it like working together inside of, when that company was combined, those early days of technology? What was that like?
I mean, it was a great company at that point, and both companies continue to be great. Innovation continues to drive both Hewlett-Packard Enterprise and HPE, and we continue to work together. We are totally separate companies with separate boards, separate investors, but there are still opportunities to collaborate, and of course we continue to do.
HPE CEO Enrique Lores, always good to see you. Appreciate it.
Likewise, great to be here.